Alright, I'm going to try this one more time. We'll see. Hopefully this works. Looks like, yeah, I have one of you out there. I don't know who that was. I'm trying to stream from my car, though. They're showing Brent Primus walking down the street. They're in Hawaii. He will be fighting Michael Chandler here soon. And I can really feel the wind in my car here. This is, like I said, this is absolutely crazy. I am streaming from inside of my car. But sometimes you gotta make history. Sometimes you gotta make history, and this is definitely history on this show right now. Streaming from the car with the power out. Bellator 214, salute to the troops. Michael Chandler versus Brent Primus. Fights with friends. Yeah, what's up, Honky Tonk? What's up, Wise Man? What's up, communities? Here the forest preserve part backwards. I am in my driveway doing a car stream because I have no power. But what the hell else am I going to do than to hang out with you, communities? Hang out with you guys. Sorry, yeah, the light in here sucks. But let's follow the fights anyway. Sam Cecilia gets a victory, unanimous decision over Derek Campos in the first fight. Demon Gracie, Hobson Gracie, won his debut tonight. Later tonight, Frank Mir will be fighting. I didn't know you like vampires. That couture bit was lame. Why am I not surprised you checked that out? I'm back, but I'm mad as shit. Boy, Derek Campos lost. Hopefully this stream sticks. Like I said, it's a bad storm out here, and I'm streaming on LTE from my car and watching this on the Zone. The DirecTV Now app wouldn't even work out here long enough. What's up, TTN? Don't forget to do that T1 earlier. My walk-off was so good, it knocked out your service. I think so. The irony is I live 5 blocks from the Biosystem Center in Honolulu. Damn, you should have tried to get some tickets, Honky Tonk. Who's everybody got for the main event, though? Brent Primus and Michael Chandler. What's up, Stewie? 100. Nobody can say I'm not dedicated. Fights with Friends is not dedicated to the cause. I don't see the unnamed hole streaming from his car if his power goes out. But like I said, what the hell else am I going to do? What's up? King Mo versus McCreary. Man, Mike, did you see the combos fight? I got to see part of it. I was trying to get this set up, so I seen the very beginning of it and the end of it. Looks like there was some good back and forth exchanges in there, but I missed the majority of it. Good, tough fight. Yeah, Sam Cecilia is from here in Washington, Spokane, Washington, actually. For those of you that don't know about Spokane, it is the Stockton of Washington. What's up, Bobby White? The main card is right now. I don't know when Michael Chandler and Brent Primus are starting. They're starting to salute to the troops. 50 in the house, 50 Cent. 50 Cent talking to the troops right now, thanking the troops for their bravery. I'm back live. What's up, Seven? We are live on the car stream, making history. Once again here, yeah, Campos is from Lubbock. Not sure. What did I miss? Why are you in the car? What's up, Dan Love Shoes? We are out of power, sir. I didn't get kicked out of the house. As live as Tank yeah. This stream also died 5 times on the operating table, but we're going to try to make it through. Derek still won't move his damn head off the center when he throws punches. Damn. Man, I like both those guys. That was one of those ones I knew that would be a good fight. I knew that would definitely be a good fight. Watching this here on the zone. Chael Sonnen is up there talking about it, saying if Michael Chandler comes out angry, he thinks Brent Primus will take advantage of it. Of course, Chael Sonnen's been training Brent Primus, or Primus. U.S. World Respect, you don't give up. Hey, who all was on the card? What's up, Bobby White? Sam Cecilia and Derek Crawford were earlier. Sam Cecilia won by decision. Frank Mir faces Javi Ayala. There's a female fight, and honestly, I don't remember their names. I can't look it up right now. I'm watching the stream on one phone, live streaming from the other. And then, of course, Michael Chandler versus Brent Primus for the lightweight championship. Their second fight, Michael Chandler trying to get his lightweight championship back. I think he does it tonight. I got to go odds on paper. I got to go with Chandler. No problem, man. Inside the numbers, we've got Brent Primus, average time between fights 375 days. This guy has not fought. Since he won the title, he hasn't fought 538 days. He's fought 6 times since 2013. This guy is a part-time fighter. You can see why Chandler gets frustrated with this guy. He is definitely a part-time fighter, and Chael trains with him. He's going to sit there. He's going to stick up for him. Chef Young Davis, run on the carpet, then touch your phone to charge it. I agree, big Chandler fan. Yeah, I gotta keep it charging out here in the phone in the car. Die on me because I gotta go to work. After this, I got in a little nap earlier. I got to go to work about 3 in the morning. Congratulations, TJN, earlier winning the MMA trivia tonight. The walk-off home run, the last question pulled it out. 1,500 points, 4,500 to 4,000. Barely stopped DG from 3 victories. Chandler has a lot of pressure to win tonight. He absolutely does, man. Congratulations on the win again, sir. I know DG will be back for you, though. Hell yeah. Like I said, there's no one with more than 1 win except for DG has 2, so it's still anybody's game. We're going through all the way through to New Year's for that one. Tomorrow... Thank you. Yeah. Tomorrow, hopefully I will have power when I'm streaming this. We'll have Canelo Alvarez versus Rocky Fielding. But before that, the last ever UFC Fox Sport on Fox, Kevin Lee versus Ally Aquinta. So that should be a crazy one. I expect that to be a good fight. I expect these fights tonight to be a good fight. I'm excited to see Frank Mir come back. We had a heavyweight trivia earlier. Brent was happy, too happy over a win that Chandler twisted his ankle. He did twist his ankle. If you watch the fight, though, and I did link to it in a post, have you seen? Primus did land some good leg kicks behind the ankle of Michael Chandler, but it definitely looked like he also did trip after that. Yeah, and then Primus not fighting for almost 2 years. You can see why Michael Chandler was so upset with that. Not cool. Not cool to go back
fighting. Yeah, to be that happy. Yeah, you're right. But you know, Chandler's taking his lumps though. He lost. He was not expected to lose to Will Brooks. Will Brooks was a last-minute replacement years back, and he came in on the pay-per-view, actually, first ever Bellator pay-per-view. Eddie Alvarez was injured. Will Brooks came in, beat him, took his championship then, and then beat him in the rematch. Ended up going to the UFC and
getting out of there. But Michael Chandler has been the standby for Bellator for a long time. A lot of people say he should go to, lost twice to Will Brooks, yes. A lot of people, talked about Michael Chandler going to the UFC. I think he is in the right place. Definitely. He has been the standalone. He's like the icon for Bellator. He's like the person. And I know people want to be in the UFC, and maybe you don't want. Maybe you want to be in, UFC over Bellator. But if you're
a person, me too. Then you want to be in Bellator, and they are paying him well. They have money there. They got Viacom. They have Viacom back there, and they're looks like they're fraternizing with the troops here. Tonight is a salute to the troops. Oscar versus Dana. What's up, TJN? Yeah, Oscar called him out, talking about fighting on pay-per-view on the Canelo Alvarez Cinco de Mayo card. Bellator is where it's out. Is where it's out. Boxing versus MMA pay-per-view. The TJ, they would have to do MMA. It'd be absolutely ridiculous. Dana White is not fighting Oscar. I mean, honestly, that would be completely absurd, to be honest. I'm not going to say, it wouldn't just be ridiculous. It would be absolutely preposterous. Paramount picks and Viacom. Yeah, I would love it. Dana would get his ass kicked. So you want to see Dana get his ass kicked? They get in a boxing match. Oscar De La Hoya, one of the greatest pound-for-pound fighters of all time. All time. Dana by steroid TKO round 2. Oscar drops Dana. I would pay for that fight. Well, it would be on the zone. That's the challenge, anyways. Dana, Oscar put the challenge out there to Dana. Dana was calling Oscar out because, to be fair, Oscar had talked some shit about Dana, about him not paying fighters. I'm not really knowing what's going on. Sorry, I'm trying to plug in the second phone here while I'm holding this one. So you're going to see the top of my car here for a minute. Man, the wind is bad out here. Power is still out, but that would be absurd. Oscar drops. I would pay just for that fight. Drops Dana. Oh yeah, he would absolutely destroy him. Alejandra Lura versus Juliana Velasquez next. Flyweights, 125 pounds. Yeah, it would be absolutely absurd, but it would be fun. Like I said, yeah, I would love to see it, and they have it on the zone. $10 a month. It's working better than DirecTV now, I'll tell you that. Because I couldn't get the DirecTV now out here. I wasn't even sure if the zone was showing this card. I knew they were showing tomorrow's card, but apparently they are, because I'm watching it here. So getting my $10 worth here finally, and we got some women fighting here. What do you got here? Canelo versus Khabib.
5 minutes is a reasonable amount of time, but it's all at the same time.
Yeah, I would not like to see that fight. I would not. Canelo moving up in weight against Rocky Fielding. He's going up to super middleweight for this next one, trying to win a title at another weight class, going up to 168 pounds to challenge Rocky Fielding for the WBA heavyweight championship. He is, however, about a 13-1 favorite. Canelo by knockout. Yeah, I say Canelo by knockout as well. I think he gets. I think with the added weight, though, Rocky Fielding being older, I think he lasts till probably the 8th round. I'm going to say he gets in there in the 8th round. I think Canelo Alvarez attacks the body. I think that's going to end up being too much for Rocky as it goes on, though. Come on, Rocco, McKee. Oscar De La Hoya admitted, they asked him, they said, what happens if Canelo Alvarez loses tomorrow to Rocky Fielding? And he said it would be absolutely catastrophic. He said it would be the most detrimental thing to happen in the history of Golden Boy boxing. See if we can get the light back on here. Not that you can see much anyways, but just a little bit of a shadow here. But at least keep the phone starting. A lot of promo stuff here at Bellator. I could do without the promo stuff, Bellator. I should have saved my trivia for out in the car here. This would have, yeah, that would have worked better. But USO, salute to the troops. Bellator, like I said, if there's any troops out there watching, definitely massive respect to you guys. Hopefully, I'm not going to get too political, but hopefully get out of this endless war, seemingly endless war. I have a good friend that served nine times between Iraq, Afghanistan, Omar, places all around Iraq and Afghanistan. So as Bellator salutes our troops tonight, I definitely fight some friends. So I'm saluting the troops here. Mike coming in clutch with the Selly stream. What's up, Jason? Canelo must win for the Triple G trilogy. He said he wants Triple G to. Oscar said they would make that fight happen eventually. So we'll see. You know, most people that are really in the know, most people that really know how to judge boxing, think that Triple G probably won both of those fights. The second one was much closer. It's not the worst decision I've seen. Certainly biased, though.
Certainly biased. Ridiculously biased. The first one, absolutely horrible decision. That one be a draw, absolutely insane. Alejandro Lara versus Juliana Velasquez. They finally, hopefully we'll be making it down to the cage sometime soon. Bellator, they're really milking it with the promotion tonight. You'd think it was a boxing event. That's one thing the UFC does, is they don't take a lot of time in between fights. You notice now they're just like boom, boom, boom. And I like some build-up, like the main event and things like that, but it's like, no, we don't need to sit here and talk about who's going to fight for 8 hours. All right, here we go. Alejandro Pena, or excuse me, Alejandro Velasquez versus Lara here. Lara in the southpaw stands with the blue striped shorts. Velasquez in the black and pink. To get into the center of the cage here. Now, of course, now that the fight starts showing streaming, we start getting. Oh wow! Head kick attempt there from Velasquez, barely misses. A nice one too. Nice low leg kick there from Alejandro Lara. Mike, could you connect it better, Mike? Ha ha! Alvarez versus Shin, you're not coming in clear anymore. I have no power, man. I'm doing what I can here. I'm not sure if this is even get a hold of me on it. Nice straight right there from Alejandro Lara. 3.5 minutes left in the first round. Nice low leg kick there from Lara. Velasquez pushing the action. I appreciate the effort. Hey, I appreciate you guys being there. I know it's not the funnest thing to watch probably me in the dark in my car, so what the hell else am I gonna do? Lara looked like she might have a guillotine there for a minute, but Velasquez out here. And both girls coming out southpaw right now. Big right hand from Lara there. I don't think either of these girls will be fighting in the UFC lately. Man, what about the women's fighting though? What about in the UFC? Valentina Shevchenko, that was a huge win over Joanna. We watched these two. What does Joanna, not champion, do after this? Joanna Jędrzejczyk, she's lost twice to Rose Namajunas. Now she's lost to Valentina Shevchenko 4 times, if you count kickboxing. All right, guys. Hopefully we're still on here. I don't know if you guys can hear me. It looks like we lost stream for just a second. Hopefully this continues. But yeah, what does Joanna do from there? Absolutely crazy. She lost to Shevchenko. She's not going to get a third shot right away at Rose Namajunas. She said, after the fight, she goes, I just go right back to one
and fight for the belt there. Well, you just lost 3 fights in a row. You don't get to just jump right back into a title shot. I thought that was quite entitled of her, to be quite honest. And as you know, I've been a Joanna fan in the past. I actually thought that she won. At first, I thought she won the second fight against Rose Namajunas. I went back and rewatched that. Could see how she probably didn't. I don't have to match up with someone else she hasn't fought. Yeah, it's and I think she's in luck slightly because I believe that Jessica Andrade will I think she'll knock out Rose Namajunas. Jessica Andrade, she looked like a woman on an absolute tear against Carolina Kalakowicz. Rose is ducking Jessica. Jessica Andrade, that girl is an animal. And I don't think Rose Namajunas is the best girl at 115 pounds. I just think she has Joanna's number. And sometimes that happens in fighting. We've seen that with other fighters. Like Will Brooks. Is Will Brooks better than Michael Chandler? Probably not, but obviously he had his number. She's scared. Dude, Jessica Andrade is a freaking beast, man. I mean, honestly, if she was heavier, I'd be saying she should be fighting Amanda Nunes or Chris Cyborg. But down at 115, man, if she looked like she did against Carolina, she could win the 115 and possibly go up to 125 and challenge Valentina. She was absolutely destructive in that match against Carolina. Completely overwhelmed her. And Carolina Clack, which one, she's one of the best 115 pounders out there, and she was never in that fight. Not for a second. She was taller. She would be fighting at 135. Probably. All right, here we go. Laura in the red, Velasquez in the blue. Second round between Laura Croft and Velasquez here. Laura. Oh, nice straight left there from Velasquez. Both girls at southpaw. Velasquez fighting at southpaw. Not generally. Just turned southpaw tonight. Brick house for a little chick. It's weird. Yeah, she is for sure.
Yeah, I think the longer they
been since she fought Joanna the second time. It's been a minute. She had this PTSD from being in the bus with the Conor McGregor thing, which, yeah, that sucked. I mean, I can see that. She's not the one that ended up with glass in her eye, though. At the end of the day, if we're going to be honest, she's not the one that ended up with glass in her eye. She didn't get cut. She was shook up. Yeah, whatever. It's been, 8 months? Everybody that was in that bus has fought since then, except for Rose Namajunas. Laura with a nice takedown here goes into side control. Why does Dana White hate T? I have no idea why he doesn't like Tyron Woodley. I'm a big Tyron Woodley fan, actually. Oh, Laura's going to get back up. Velasquez going for a heel hook there, but Laura says, why don't we get this back up to our feet? I don't think I like this on the ground. Oh, nice side kick to the body there from Velasquez. TJ, Rose versus Andrade should be next. Yeah, I think that's the end of Rose's reign. If that happens. And let's get through this one. Let's get through this one and get to the main event. Chandler and Primus. Yes, tomorrow, Uzman.
Well, that was supposed to be on the pay-per-view, UFC 223, with the
I gotta turn the heat on. It is storming like freaking crazy out here. Oh man, nice knockdown there from Laura and a little ass kick to Velasquez. I gotta say, that's a nice view of Velasquez's hindquarters there, though. Nice left hook there from Laura. And these girls, this is a competitive matchup here. 2 minutes left in the second round. Nice 1-2 there from Laura. Velasquez comes back with a nice combination. TJ, hey, it's not the greatest fight ever. I give Wonderboy Usman. I think Wonderboy would take that fight. I think he would. Wonderboy versus Kamara, and no one wants to see me fight Usman. I like that fight. Now, does Usman understand Usman deserves the next shot? I agree with you, Jason, but he doesn't sell fights. He's not an entertaining fighter. He deserves a shot for sure. But you see what Dana
deserve a shot, you went on the sideline. Oh, I hear you. Well, how does Tony Ferguson and get stripped of the interim title. That's the most ridiculous thing ever. Look what happened to Josh Red, who was going to score. Lara got Velasquez up against the fence here, pinning her down. Oh, nice ground and pound there. Colby versus Tyrone. That's the fight everybody wants to see because there's just so much bad blood in it. The UFC cannot screw up the promotion of that fight. Colby Covington has done a good job of making himself hate Usman versus Hill. Yeah, I like that fight. I think that's that fight versus Hill. I think Hill's got to move up. I really don't want to see Hill at 170 again, though. Now, if they make that 175, Hill's back in the game. I agree, Tony getting stripped was BS, but Colby still has it. Well, and Tony Ferguson injured himself during a UFC obligation. That was the strange thing about it. What are you stripping him for? You're stripping him for doing a press obligation. Dana's always criticizing these guys for not doing enough press obligations. Well, you do your press obligation. Something happens, a freak accident. You trip over a wire that shouldn't have been there to begin with. Not Tony Ferguson's fault. Tears the skin off his knee. Man, did he look good against Anthony Pettis, though. And I thought he was coming back too early. I was worried that was not going to be a good matchup for him. That Pettis was really going to attack that knee, and he did from the get-go. Pettis came out and was attacking that leg. Third round for Lara and Velasquez. Velasquez in the blue, and Lara in the red. And it was a real injury. Tony Colby had a stuffy nose, didn't want to fight. Yeah, I've said from the very beginning, I was not a Colby Covington fan. I was upset by what he did, how he became big, and I told everybody, people are like, oh, I just want to see Colby Covington get his ass kicked. I said, well, if you're paying to see Colby get his ass kicked, then he wins. Okay, he wins. And when he came out and he was just talking smack before he's really beaten anybody, Colby is ready to go now, and Woodley is claiming injury. Woodley actually is having surgery on his hand. So that is legit. He has a broken hand. He's had several surgeries on my hand, making the UFC great again. Yeah, that is interesting that he took the whole Trump thing, the whole political thing. It's like, he's already playing the bad guy now, so it's kind of like, why not? I mean, I think that was actually probably a good move for him. He's trying to do the whole Floyd Mayweather thing. Floyd Mayweather, when he was Pretty Boy Floyd back in the day, and he was beating everybody, he couldn't sell pay-per-views. All of a sudden, he becomes Money Mayweather. He's the bad guy. People pay to see him lose. Guess who's back? Back again. Archangel. Tell a friend. We are streaming from the car, Archangel. If you couldn't already tell that. My power is out, so I'm watching the Zone on young David's phone and streaming on LTE from my other phone. Hey, we're getting this done, brother. We're getting this done. Hopefully, this shit's got to be back up for tomorrow, though. Kevin Lee versus God, I can't think. Shooting. Kevin Lee versus Ally Quinta, and Rocky Fielding versus Canelo Alvarez. That's going to be a big one. Lara and Velasquez by halfway through this third round. Like I said, I don't think either one of these girls are going to be making it to the UFC anytime soon. I don't even know if they have a belt for these girls at 125 in Bellator. I'm watching this. I guess maybe I should know. Maybe Bellator should do a better job of informing people about their champion. Oh, and Lara, she's going for a submission here. She's got a leg, going for a leg lock. Backing up, she's got Velasquez. I think Lara, has won the first 2 rounds. She's probably on her way to a unanimous decision, but she's definitely going for a submission here. In the half guard now of Velasquez. Look like she might pull off a leg lock. What's up, Mike? Glad you're back. What's up, Robert Kerrigan? Glad to be back too, sir. Hopefully this stream sticks. You have to be patient and has froze a couple of times. I'm streaming on LTE out of my car. Watching this on young David's phone on the Zone. So the Zone is, it's keeping up on the LTE. DirecTV now was not. Oh, Laura with a nice ground and pound here on the ground. About a minute left between this matchup between Laura and Velasquez here at 125 pounds. The females here. Nice right hand here from Laura. That's dedication right there. What's up, Billy Brimstone? Good to see you, sir. I haven't seen you in a while. Hey, when you say you want to do something for a living, you better be dedicated. When I said I wanted to do fights for friends full-time, man, you better be full-time. Kevin Al, I got Al. Al is going to humble that boy like Tony did. And I could see how you could say that, and Al won the first one.
So we do. Nagano versus Kane. I haven't seen anything about Kane being back yet. I've heard you guys say a couple things. Maybe I missed it. I haven't seen anything about Kane coming back, though. Watch ref slip at Bell. All right, nice left hook from Laura here at the end of that, and that's going to be the end of this one. I imagine Laura's going to end up with a unanimous decision in this one. That one looked like a pretty easy one to score for me. Looked like she got the best of it on the feet. Got some takedowns, went for some submissions. Kevin Lee is the worst trash talker in the UFC. I didn't realize he was trying to talk trash. Is that what that was? He is horrible then. I didn't even realize he was trying to talk trash. I seen him on MMA, or heard him on MMA Junkie. Haha, I saw it. Yeah, I heard him on MMA Junkie Radio, and I believe he was on Luke Thomas as well. And I like the guy's work ethic. I like how he breaks down fights. I've heard things that, like, he's always asking questions, always trying to learn. But yeah, not a great trash talker. When Kevin Lee tried to act like Connor and dress like a hippie, he lost me as a fan.
Yeah, that's strange. That is strange. That's not. He just needs to be him. He might really be the worst talker. That's what's funny. Yeah, he needs to go spend a stint over the WWE or something. There's a video on YouTube that shows times Kevin Lee stole Connor's lines. Oh, are you kidding me? I have not seen. Oh.
It doesn't even make sense. Those guys, Kevin Lee, to me, just be you. He's a great talent. In that fight against Edson Barboza to outstrike him, I mean, he's a great fighter. You can't argue with that. Connor needs to focus on becoming better. He is so close. Just needs to get the ground and pound for a while. I don't know how much Connor wants it anymore, but did you see John Kavanagh said he doesn't want to train Conor McGregor anymore? And Connor said, I'll go it on my own. Connor actually said that, very kind of strange. But yeah, he said I'll go it on my own if I have to. What? Yeah, John Kavanagh said huge fight for Al. Should be a big fight. John Kavanagh, he said Connor's gonna have to give me a reason to train him at this point. And right now he says I don't think he wants to fight. So I'll admit, when Kevin Lee got Michael Chiesa mad because he talked about his mom was pretty good. Oh, I do remember that. That was horrible. I'd forgot about that. Yeah, that was, I'm not about that life. You don't bring the family into it. I'd be pretty pissed.
So 30-27 last judge by split decision. Juliana Velasquez. Well, you know, maybe I missed something in that fight. Oh, they gave it to Juliana. Oh, you know what? They were showing Laura in the red. It was the girl in the red. That was the girl that I had. Honestly, I mixed those two girls up. I'd never even heard of either one of them. I'm not sure why they were on the main card. Goodness, you could hear the rain outside your car. Hear my
But trying to keep some heat on in there. Yeah, it is raining like crazy. There's trees going down up the street. Cavana wants money. Fights in cars, new channel. Hey, they have comedians in cars. We have fight streams in cars. Like I said, I am dedicated. If you're gonna do something, you say you want to do it for a living. Hey, I said I better be dedicated. I went and found young David. He was sleeping actually. He's been real tired. He's been sleeping the whole time. He's been in dive and had a choir concert. I guess they were out caroling earlier and stuff. And I woke him up and told him, "Give me your damn phone, boy. Do the Kiki challenge." On the stream. Imagine. I don't know what the Kiki challenge is. Sorry. I must be out of the loop on that one. So everybody's shaking hands with the troops back here, down here. That is really cool. Bellator actually has picked up. UFC used to do a lot of this stuff with the troops. I don't know how much they do anymore, but I think I've mentioned on a stream before, one of my good friends, the one I've talked about that served nine deployments between Iraq and Afghanistan in the area. Bellator gave him and his friends tickets to the last Bellator when they were over in Boise.
15 tickets or more, so he ended up getting to go to that one for free. And I guess he said it was real close to front row. They had really good seats. So props to Bellator for that. That's pretty awesome. I mean, I'm not sure that they were selling Boise out. You'd be surprised though. Boise actually is a fight town. Boise, Idaho, you wouldn't think that it's a fight town, but man, it is a fight town. When I was there, I guess they have another league. I don't even know what the league is. It's not an amateur league, but I guess everybody's really into it. They go there a lot. It's the Taco Bell Arena. I kid you not. Taco Bell Arena there in Boise. But man, can those guys drink some beer? Fight on Brent. When I was at that UFC in Boise, they ran out of Budweiser beer before the fight started. They still had our beer, but they ran out of Budweiser beer before the fight even started. I swear everybody in that place was smashed. Me and my buddy ended up taking an Uber out of there. And one of the cool things there about it in Boise, it's like you see on TV, you go to Los Angeles, you go to Los Angeles, you look at New York. I went to fight in Portland. They show up for like the main fight. Boise, they were there from the very first prelim, and you had people waiting at the door. But that was part of the issue, is that everybody was drinking beer before the first prelim even started. And there was almost better fights in the crowd than there was in the cage. But I'd love to see UFC come back to Boise. Primus and Michael Chandler warming up in the back. Looks like they are next. main event coming up. This car stream brought to you by On It. There is no link, so wait for the link later, but On It, Alpha Brain, makes this possible. It really makes my brain keep going and be able to do this. On It, they really do make some good products, guys. Why am I posting twice, huh? I don't see your post twice. Why are my posts posted twice? Yeah, I don't see it twice on mine, Robert, so I don't know, man. But who?
Scott. I don't have a screen in front of me. Like I said, I'm watching the stream on DAZN in my car here, and it doesn't show what fights are coming up next. It does give you a little bit of info there in the corner I just found, but yeah, it should be a good. There he is. Hopeful. He has a future, though. He's already commentating for several different leagues. Frank Mir, he's actually a pretty good commentator. I know he wasn't always the most popular fighter in the UFC at times, but he's actually a really good commentator. I guess that shouldn't be surprising. I mean, he's pretty well spoken. One of the best heavyweight jiu-jitsu guys ever. On my screen shows everything I post twice. Huh. Yeah, I don't know, Robert. You're good on my end, man. On it, Shroom Tech. I have not. Have you tried the Shroom Tech? I haven't tried the Shroom Tech. They're sending me some free Shroom Tech, though. I can't even get the link up right now, but tomorrow I will make sure to have a link on, get you guys a bunch of free stuff if you guys didn't get it. I have a link, seriously, free Alpha Brain, free Shroom Tech, and
I don't have a new move. Is the other one. I got you guys free trials on all of them, and you guys know I'm always completely upfront with you guys. Excuse me, I brought my water out here. I do have a little bit of water. Always upfront with you guys. Every time you guys take one of those free trials, On It gives me $10 to help keep running this channel. So that's definitely going to be helpful. Yes, it's really good stuff. Damn, I might have to try it. Have you tried Alpha Brain? I mean, it's energy for your brain. That's one of the biggest things. I have 100 on Mirror. It's a small dog. I definitely want some free Alpha Brain. Yeah, I'll have a link up tomorrow on the stream, on the UFC stream. What's in it? In Alpha Brain, it's nootropics. Nootropics, I guess it's something that your brain makes naturally. It's like chemical.
Some nootropics done.
We lost our first guy. Tommy Dorflinger. Didn't really think yet.
All right, guys, hang in there with me. We may get a few freezes on this, but it looks like I think this is gonna stay up. So if it freezes for just a minute, just hang in there with me. When I hit retry, it comes back on. What's in it? I don't have the ingredients in front of me right now. I should read those on one of those. It's back. Thank you. Yeah. It'll freeze probably for just a second here and there, so if you just be patient with me, I'm streaming on LTE.
We're driving outside the city. No clouds.
But several kinds of nootropics. I don't have the ingredients in front of me, but I mean, the double placebo tests, Boston Medical Center, and I just noticed the difference. Come on here. Keep going, stream. Come on, YouTube. You can do it, YouTube. Hopefully that's the last outage for a little while. Thank you, everybody, for their patience. And they're just talking with the military here, getting a lot of build-up before this next fight. Ayala and Frank Mir. Should be a good comeback fight for Mir. I think Ayala, he's a guy that'll push Mir, but I think he's a safe, he's a safe opponent. I think Mir will get some work in. I think he'll end up finishing him, though. I think he probably knocks him out in the second round. If I had to call it, he could end up getting the seconds able to out. I haven't tried Alpha Brain. Kind of drink a copious amount of beer and smoke a plethora of weed. So have you heard Rye Brain then? I can't remember who Joe Rogan was saying invented it. Maybe it was Redman.
Try not to cut your life, Rogan.
Called Rye Brain, and they would use the Alpha Brain powder and put it in with whiskey, mix it with whiskey. I would think that those two effects would kind of just counter each other and balance each other out, so why take anything? But I haven't tried it, so maybe it works. I don't know. Maybe it does. They're having a double card here. Of course, Valerie Letourneau fighting Lay McFarlane, tomorrow night on Bellator. That one is for the featherweight world title. Tomorrow, I believe, only on the Zone. So if you have the Zone, but that one won't be on here. I'll be doing UFC on Fox, and then of course Canelo Alvarez versus Rocky Fielding. I'm really glad they didn't double schedule us again this time. UFC, they usually have that UFC on Fox. The main event card usually starts at 7 Pacific. It's starting at 5 Pacific. Thank God. I'm very happy about that, because that means with Rocky Fielding, Canelo Alvarez set to walk to the ring at 8 p.m. Pacific, we should be able to hit both cards with.
They should basically run right into each other. So chill at the table, and yeah, it took a trip to Hawaii, I guess, to get Brent Primus to fight. Like I said, almost 2 years since he had fought. If I'm fighting for Bellator, I'm going to Hawaii. Some of these guys are making as little as $1,500, $2,000. I mean, they always, a lot of people want to complain about what UFC fighters make. At least the minimum pay in the UFC is $10,000. The minimum pay in Bellator, fighters are still getting paid. I know as little as $2,000. I believe there's some that are possibly still getting as little as $1,000 on the prelims. I've seen that at least a few cards back. I couldn't find all of the pay from the last couple cards, but I know there's some fighters that are getting paid as little as $2,000, which is not enough to run a training camp. If you're going to pay a fighter that little, you need to.
And you're not even paying these guys McDonald's wages. I mean, come on now. You want to be successful, you got to invest in your product. And they have invested in some guys, and I will give them that. They paid Aaron Pico, AJ McKee. Actually, it's AJ McKee and Daniel Crawford, I think, that are fighting next. They paid AJ McKee and Aaron Pico to not fight as they were coming up. Aaron Pico, they paid him for several years on a development contract in wrestling, and AJ McKee, I think they paid him while he wasn't fighting for a long time. Now he's 12-0. It's paying off for them. He looks like he could be a future champion. Aaron Pico and AJ McKee, though, of course, they're at the same weight. They said they will not fight each other. They're good friends, so one of them have to move up in weight. I would assume move up eventually. And that's a big jump. And if I'm Bellator, I don't know if they have enough fighters. But what if Bellator was the one to take the first step and bring in the 165-pound weight class before the UFC? And would that bring over some UFC fighters? If Bellator goes 155, 165, 175, and the UFC doesn't have a 165 yet, could that possibly get some people over? I think it's very possible. Neiman Gracie making his debut earlier versus Ruth. He won by submission. Sam Cecilia won by unanimous.
Derek Campos. And then we had Velasquez, the female 125-pound bout Velasquez winning by split decision over Laura. It looked like probably should have been a unanimous decision, but I think the decision went the right direction at the end of the day. So I guess that's all that matters. Some of these judges, you got to wonder why the hell they're judging fights. At least MMA judging doesn't seem to be as bad as boxing. Jesus Christ. That's one of the reasons probably at 13.
Trust me, Rocky Fielding, he's going to have to knock out Canelo Alvarez twice to get a win tomorrow. Did the power go out, Derek Robert? How did you guess, sir? Yes, the power is out on my block. There's a huge storm here, and I am streaming from the car. First official Fights with Friends car stream. So, Young David, I have Young David's Samsung Galaxy phone, and I'm streaming, live streaming from the iPhone here. So it looks like AJ McKee is coming up first. They're doing, this is cool, they're doing a lot of salute to the troops and stuff, but tonight, honestly, I kind of wish that this wasn't tonight, being I'm out in my car. I would prefer they just get to the fights, but it looks like they are getting to AJ McKee right now. I feel for you. No electricity is like the Stone Age. Wow, you're dedicated. Thank you, Paul. No problem. Yep, Mike's power went out. He's in his car. So, you know, now you know, even if I was homeless, I would be streaming. Fights with Friends would not die. Now you know that. If I was to lose my job, lose my house and everything, we could be streaming out of the car. And the fact that people still watch, hey, thank you guys. You have the dedication of a champion. Thank you, Daniel Robert. Like I said in the past, I want to do this for a living. I'm working out there. I'm hustling, getting sponsors. Thank you very much to On It. Like I said, I'll have some links tomorrow to get you guys some free On It stuff. But I couldn't thank those guys enough. Great company. I'm working on some other things right now too. Several companies through Amazon Associates. I just did a deal actually today with Amazon Associates. So great timing for the old car stream here. I don't have any streams up, but we'll have some Pride SC shirts, some different things up. tomorrow also in the stream, some links for that. And like I said, free stuff from Own It, free Alpha Brain, free Shroom Tech, free New Mood. And what's cool about it is you support the channel every time you take a free trial. I get $10
to the channel. So it's a win-win all around. God, come on, Bellator. Are we going to get these fighters down to the cage tonight or not? These guys talk more than I do. But tomorrow's card, though, Kevin Lee versus Ayala Quinta. We were talking about that. I do think Kevin Lee matches up better. I Quinta, though, I mean, he just took the bead to the limit. Kevin Lee's going to try to finish Ayala Quinta. Is he going to overcommit? He wants to be impressive. He says he knows Khabib's watching. I just need a flashlight on dash so we can see your face. I kind of hear you watching your stream and witness protection. Hey, doesn't that add to the? It's going to add to the feeling, right? Yeah, that's the best light I get here. I don't even know what a damn flashlight is. I was trying to turn the flashlight on the phone with the camera in the live stream, but it doesn't work that well.
Al took Khabib to the limit, but Khabib beat the hell out of him. Oh, he absolutely did. But he did what Conor couldn't do. You know, Conor McGregor couldn't make it through. Ayala Quinta did. So that, you know, that's a huge win for the real estate man. Have you guys seen the video? I think I posted a link to it. Maybe I forgot to. I was talking about it. There's a guy that works for Ayala Quinta's Realty, and he was walking through the airport in Detroit, which, of course, Kevin Lee's from Detroit, and he's asking people at the airport if they know who Kevin Lee is. And, of course, nobody knows who the guy is. It's absolutely hilarious. He was live streaming through there, and then he posted it. He had it on Periscope, and then he posted it to YouTube. All right, it looks like these guys are finally making it to the cage. Daniel Crawford on his way to the cage right now, and then waiting for AJ McKee. I would appreciate Bellator move their asses. To be honest, I got to work at like 3, 4 in the morning, so these guys need to get their asses down to the cage. I need to watch myself, though. For anybody who watches Tommy Toehold, if you missed my announcement earlier, you know, the animated MMA guy, he'll have his last show. He should be on Fox tomorrow night, hopefully. YouTube has completely demonetized him. So I am a big supporter of him, fellow independent YouTube creator. And I encourage you, go on, check out his Patreon. He does a great Nate Diaz, and you can pay $10 to have Nate Diaz say something cool. So what's poppin'? What's up, D Brown? Yo, back in the place. Kevin Lee done did it tomorrow. Yeah.
I think, man, AJ McKee on his way down to the cage with the American flag here, tied for most fights in the Bellator history, but tied for ninth. 13 fights, tied for ninth, I guess. 13 fights in the Bellator cage. As we were talking about yesterday, Bellator, right on 10 years. They've been around for just about 10 years. They have not been on television for that long. Not until 2009. But they're definitely coming along now. I don't know if they're coming around better with Scott Coker. I kind of like
McKee, just 23 years old. He's 12-0, 5'10", weighed in at 146 pounds. Daniel Crawford, 25 years old, 5'9". AJ McKee is going to have a 4-inch reach advantage. Daniel Crawford's 10-2. I don't know a whole lot about Daniel Crawford, to be honest. AJ McKee is an absolute stud. Probably a future champion. But it's going to be who gets to it first, him or, you know, his buddy, his roommate, Aaron Pico. So Daniel Crawford does have 5 first-round finishes. 4 by knockout, 1 by submission in his 10 wins. AJ McKee, 8 of 12 wins by knockout or submission. 5 knockouts, 3 submissions. You know I like the finishes here on Fights with Friends. Like I say, MMA, it's kind of like sex. If you don't finish, what's the point? And that's why Kamaru Usman's not on the main event. Sorry, Jason, I know you're a fan. I like the guy, but and I understand wrestling and all that, but at the end of the day, finishes sell fight. Longest win streaks, tied for 3rd, it looks like, is AJ McKee. Ben Askren had 9 wins in a row in Bellator. Michael Chandler had 9 wins in a row. You got to wonder if Bellator regrets, you know, not promoting Ben Askren now, letting him go off to, you know, fight in Singapore over in 1FC, and now he ends up over in the UFC, and he's actually got a lot of hype behind him. A lot of people are pretty excited about seeing him fight. He was getting a lot of cheers from the crowd. Just 1 second, this phone's coming undone. Alright, hopefully this stays charging here. Oh, whoa. Crawford pushing McKee up against the fence, getting off a couple uppercuts. This would be a big upset if Daniel Crawford was to pull off a win over AJ McKee, though. McKee, I mean, this is one
has invested a ton of money in. You know, they don't want him to lose, obviously. McKee going for the takedown up here, up against the fence. Daniel Crawford going for a key lock. Basically, he's just defending the takedown here. You're seeing that a lot more in MMA. Guys kind of going for submissions to counter takedowns, to counter guys from advancing position, either to side control or full mount.
And this one, it's Daniel Crawford's kept AJ McKee from taking him down. McKee landed some knees to the thighs up against the fence here. Oh, and some uppercuts, left hook up top. AJ McKee tries to pick him straight up, and good takedown defense so far here from Daniel Crawford. McKee trying to get the belly to back there. Lands a couple more knees to the body. But nothing there. 2:45 left in this first round. And I think the referee should break him here if you're not watching. Oh, AJ McKee just picked him up and big slam. Right as I say they should break him. Do you know if the Nightmare will be fighting King Woodley? I heard that he signed off on a contract to fight Woodley. Not that I know of. I've heard a lot of rumors of a lot of things, but Dana hasn't said anything. Oh, big ground and pound. Nice left hook there from AJ McKee, but Crawford going from a leg lock from the bottom. Oh, but now McKee's got north-south. He's got a guillotine. He might pull this off. It's hard to see from the angle here, but he's definitely. Oh, and he's really working this.
And that is it. First round submission. Guillotine choke for AJ McKee. Flips him over. Gets the modified guillotine there. AJ McKee moves to 13-0, and he might be one of the better 145-pounders, not just in Bellator, but in the world right now. And that would be a horrible investment for Bellator if the UFC wouldn't pick him off. I will tell you that. But it looks like Max Holloway, speaking of 145, it looks like Max Holloway is not done at 145. Frankie Edgar says he wants to fight him before he leaves. Frankie Edgar says he wants a shot against Max Holloway before he retires, and he said he'd like to fight Conor McGregor. I'm not sure how Edgar matches up against McGregor. I've wanted to see Frankie Edgar versus Holloway for a long time. And then, of course, Holloway got caught by T-City, got knocked out. Only time he's ever been finished in his career, though. And he's taken a lot of shots. I am interested to see how Frankie Edgar would match up against Max Holloway, though. I think he would probably have a speed advantage. I think he might be able to get Holloway to the ground. Holloway's so been able to get underneath him, being able to do some things possibly that nobody else has really been able to do. So scrappy, so good at getting out of submissions, at stopping the takedowns, getting the takedowns, every part of the game. Frankie Edgar, I think he's one of the greats. And I know, MMA math, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Max Holloway's got 2 wins over Jose Aldo. And you say, well, Frankie couldn't beat Jose. But MMA math doesn't always work that way. Edgar, he's so much shorter. And I believe quicker than Holloway, that I think it makes it a really interesting matchup. And I'd pay for that fight. I don't know about you guys, but I would love to see Frankie Edgar versus Max Holloway. Like I said, I don't think Edgar matches up well against Conor. I think he's just a little undersized. Conor's quite a bit bigger now. And, they're probably going to end up, eventually they're going to do this 165 thing. My gut tells me that somehow they're going to try to get Conor in there for this 165-pound championship. I like that they're saying this is going to be kind of like a tournament-style thing, though, that Dana says he wants Khabib to fight Tony, and then Conor to fight Dustin Poirier. Winner of Conor and Dustin gets the winner of Tony and Khabib. I like that. And how many times we got to see Tony Ferguson versus Khabib Nurmagomedov? I know it's been scheduled 4 times, and it's fallen out 4 times, but we got to get those 2 guys in the cage. Don't let Tony Ferguson go to anything. Don't let him go to any press conferences. Don't let him go to, anything. Put the guy in plastic wrap if you have to. I don't know. Make him walk around in bubble wrap for the month before. And keep Khabib away from the tiramisu, for God's sakes. All right, thank you everybody for tuning in for this special edition of Fights with Friend Carcast.
Power outage does not stop fights with friends. Everybody, please hit that thumbs up. I don't know how many of you know. If you're not subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. Make sure you ring that bell so you're notified when I go live or when I post a new video. And anybody, if you could help me out in that super chat, would be absolutely appreciated. Help me keep the lights on here, even though it's not going to get the lights on in my house right now. It does help pay for all the subscriptions we have to have now to watch fights between DAZN and DirecTV. Paying for DirecTV, now DAZN, now ESPN Plus and Fight Pass, but it's good. I enjoy it. I'd be watching the fights anyways. Thank you for the thumbs up there. That last thumbs up, of course, they're having a dedication to George H.W. Bush. 94 years old. That guy was a badass. I mean, say what you want about him, that, you know, the first Iraq War, that sucked. But the guy was a badass. 100%. Guy went skydiving when he was 90 years old. Went with the Airborne Rangers. He used to go skydiving like every birthday. And hey, he hated broccoli. He didn't eat his greens, and he lived to be 94. So I don't know what to say about that. But maybe you're staying away from those pesticides. So should be coming up next. Should be Ayala versus Frank Mir. Of course, the last time we seen Frank Mir in the cage, he took on Fedor Emelianenko. Coming right. All right. Hopefully you're back.
Looks like it kicked off for just a second, but that should be back now. Thank you, Robert Christian. But yeah, Mir got absolutely blasted by Fedor. What about Fedor Emelianenko in the the twilight of his career in his 40s, doing what he's done? I mean, walked through Frank Mir. Those guys hit each other with some bombs. Absolutely destroyed Frank Mir. Walked through Chael Sonnen. Now he's in the finals against Ryan Bader, and he might end up
in the UFC before he retires. Wouldn't that be crazy? Towards the end of his career, you finally get Fedor in the UFC. I would love to see that. Are we back on? Can you guys see me now? It looks like my clock is moving here now. So hopefully this stream is back on. Thank you for your patience as I'm streaming on LTE here. I wish these guys would hurry up and get to the cage tonight. Thank you, Paul. Appreciate it. Hopefully I get a few new subscribers tonight. Like I said, YouTube is doing a purge right now of subscribers. They are going through yesterday and today. They were going through and pulling out people who have closed accounts, spam accounts, just purging people that are, not active subscribers. I did end up having 129 accounts, I guess, that were either spam or deleted accounts. Somehow ended up in there. luckily, this was a good month. Since we came back, I'm still up 130 for the month. 12 watching, 6 likes. Let's get him 12.
Robert staying through as the moderator, and Jessica was disappointed. He was trying to Skype me, and he had some great graphics for me to share and things tonight. Obviously, I'm not able to get graphics up on the phone, but I'll talk to him tomorrow. He'll be in the stream, I know, tomorrow for UFC and for boxing. And they're just going through, if you're watching on Bellator, they are going through some of the stories of some of these troops. Very cool, you know, giving respect to the people that serve our nation. So, I mean, they cannot complain about that. And, I mean, if I'm working for Bellator, if I'm a Bellator fighter, though, I'm trying to get a
Hawaii card. I've never been to Hawaii. So Brent Primus, if anything, he gets a free trip to Hawaii out of this thing. Hasn't fought in like 530 some days. I think he gets his ass kicked by Michael Chandler tonight, but you never know. We'll see if Chandler's able to adjust from those low kicks to the ankle. 10 likes now. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, whoever hit the light here. And they're bringing down a bunch of sergeants and stuff. I was wondering why they had scheduled the main card for 3 hours. I guess they're bringing down a bunch of different troops and sergeants and different things. Chandler did the stanky leg when they fought. Yeah, I had thought at first that he had had a broken ankle. Jesus with the stream. Come on, YouTube. Come on, YouTube. Enough with the stream going out. Honestly, it's actually probably pretty amazing that I'm able... Yeah, thank you. I see that other thumbs up now. Thank you. It's actually probably pretty amazing that I'm able to stream from LTE, though. So, without the Wi-Fi. And looks like still nobody has power on around me. We are in kind of a rural area. Chandler was trying to do the Humpty dance. Yeah, it was. My wife's coming home with my daughter from Seattle, coming through in this storm, and I guess there's trees and power lines and crap down all throughout the state. People are without power here all over the place, so I pray that some of these guys get their power back on. They've had some huge issues in this area with storms in the last couple of years. I know the Fred Meyer, one of the Fred Meyers that I worked at, the last big storm we had about a year ago, the power they lost about $800,000 in perishable products. That's absolutely insane. I was working at the grocery outlet at the time. We ended up, we were able to save a lot of stuff because, like, we threw the meat to the freezers and closed everything that we could, and but there was power all the way, power out last time. I don't know what the outage is this time, but I know before it was all the way from Tacoma to Bellingham, which Tacoma is about 50 miles south of Seattle. Bellingham, about 60, 70 miles north, so about 120 miles of spotty power. People, you know, either without power or, you know, some people having power, some people just across the street from people, from others not having power. So... crazy thing. Well, with all the promo here, it's a good thing they're doing all the promo here, because my DAZN froze for a little bit here. I'm going to just reconnect here. That's what you get, DAZN, for not giving me that partnership. I had an interview with the VP executive for entertainment and marketing of DAZN. I can't remember, yesterday or the day before yesterday. Days are running together right now. It was yesterday at 2 p.m. So they may be a sponsor next year. They said they'll come back, they'll talk to me during the next year. The lady, to be honest, she didn't seem to know a whole lot about fighting. I wanted to talk about fighting, and she didn't really seem to know what I was talking about. But Liz, I'm sure you know marketing, and that's your job over there at DAZN, so apparently she doesn't know a lot about YouTube. She asked me if I had, more of a presence on Twitter and Facebook she would like to see. Whatever. What's more interactive than running, several hour-long streams on YouTube, as opposed to the interaction that you get on Twitter and Facebook, which, to me, I think is very superficial. But Vaseline should sponsor fighters on the prelims. Well, they do use it for the cuts. That's a sponsor I have never seen. You remember all the weird sponsors they used to have, the UFC used to have back in the day? I remember sponsor. I don't know if he ever had another one. He would come out with those Condom Depot shorts, I swear, for like 15 damn fights in a row. So I believe he just had his first child, so I guess, he was getting laid that entire time. At the time, and a wild man, so he's settled down now. Looked like he was going to be doing some bare knuckle boxing and some other things. I'd like to see him stay out of the cage along with a few other people. He can stay out. Definitely Tank Abbott can stay out. KY should be a woman's fight. Oh my God. Yeah, I don't know about that one. I preferred the fighters being able to get paid from everyone instead of just Reebok. I like that too. Reebok is making much. Me too, Jason. Yeah. They're making much better gear, at least than when they first started. God, that was embarrassing when they first started. You guys remember the Schwartz?
I remember Rhonda, like half the top falling off of her, and especially the women's outfits. It was absolutely horrible. They've gotten much better than that. I've gotten some Reebok products, and they fit well. They fit well. They are made well. So I'll give them that. It was a good move for Reebok. You can't blame Reebok for that. And they have given fighters a lot of sponsorship money. One of the things that I do like is that they pay the fighters by how many fights they've had. They pay them by how many fights they had, and then they pay them. I'm trying to think. Sorry. They pay them by how many fights they have, and then they get a little more if they if they're a champion. So interesting enough. God, I don't know if this damn DAZN stream is gonna reboot. Mickey Mouse was sponsored by Xbox. Microsoft could cough up some dough. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, and that's the bad thing for Tommy. Tommy told, he mentioned, he says, I don't think Mickey Mouse is going to be real friendly to me. Damn DAZN. Yeah, I like, I hope I hope they do end up coming back to me though. But shoot, live now. Maybe I can pick up the Spanish stream. Come on, guys, get your shit together. They call him Mickey Mouse now. I like it. How great would that have been with Demetrius Johnson and ESPN and Disney, though? I thought that was a perfect promotion. And then they end up trading him over, over to ONE FC. Mighty Mouse, Mickey Mouse, seemed pretty damn natural to me. But, I mean, it is what it is. Dana never showed Demetrius Johnson the respect I thought he deserved. Demetrius Johnson, he was one of the most complete MMA fighters that I think the UFC ever had. Mighty Mouse doing gaming streams on Twitch. A lot of guys are doing more gaming stuff. Frank Mir versus Yavi Ayala are walking to the ring. I'm not sure if he still does it. I believe he's still doing some things. I know he's sponsored by Xbox, so I'm pretty sure he's still doing some things. I'm friends with Jeremy Horn on Facebook. He was getting in on some games. A lot of these guys are getting on gaming streams. If you follow a certain fighter, a lot of them are getting sponsored by Xbox or different games and stuff. Jeremy Horn was playing Fortnite the other night. Thank you again for the thumbs up. 12 now. Thank you. But yeah, the great Jeremy Horn, over 200 fights. Man, he fought everybody. So it's pretty cool to see him streaming the other day. He's doing some refereeing. He's helping train some of these judges now, I guess, too, because he's been in so many fights. And he set me straight a little bit on the new rules. We were talking back and forth after the Henry Cejudo Demetrius Johnson fight. He was arguing with me that he thought Demetrius Johnson won that fight pretty clearly. Went over some of the judging on how they judge takedowns, and that if you get a takedown and you don't do damage, that's really not supposed to count for much of anything. Mighty Mouse didn't get the praise he deserved because people were prejudiced to small people. And he was fun as hell to watch. I mean, he was fast, and then he was finishing fights. That was the crazy thing. It's like, if you finish, that's always been the thing in boxing, too. All the way down, I can't think of the guy, but it's a 108-pound Japanese guy, and he had almost 100% finishes. Mighty Mouse should go down as the greatest ever. Never tested positive, never did cocaine like Mr. John Jones, never had anything in the system. Did you guys see Michael Bisping talking about fighters saying everybody's on steroids and all this tainted supplement thing? He says completely BS. And I've heard the same thing from other fighters. 12 watching, 12 likes. Way to go, my friends, fans. Yes, thank you for all the support tonight, guys. I greatly appreciate it. With the power being out, I know it's not the funnest thing to probably sit here and listen to me talk, but thank you very much for all the support. I'm going to try to go over to DirecTV now because it looks like DAZN is failing me at the moment. All right. Oops, something went wrong. Okay. Of course, it's almost every professional did something at one time in their life. Well, that's the thing. It's kind of like cycling when you had Lance Armstrong. Um, you take all these medals away from him, which I kind of think was BS. He won 7 Tour de France's. He can't even run in the Boston Marathon now. I mean, how ridiculous is that? They won't allow him to run in the Boston Marathon. And everybody else was on steroids, like Nate Diaz says. And Nick says everybody's on steroids. Who's not on steroids? The Diaz brothers and Michael Bisping. Everybody else was on steroids. You guys want to see a funny interview? I was watching Michael Bisping. I don't know if you guys watched Michael Bisping on Joe Rogan the other day. Great interview. I like Michael Bisping more and more as the years have gone by. I wasn't always the biggest Bisping fan. Jones is paying the commission $250,000. Jesus, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money for UFC fighters. Damn. I mean, I know he's John Jones. I know he's, probably getting the top of the bill. But damn, that is a huge payday. Damn. Or a huge missed out payday. How many guys are not making $250,000?
$50,000. That's man. I don't know. I got to think about John Jones a little differently, possibly knowing that. I mean, I know the guy likes to fight. He was very honest on that last interview. I mean, I don't like everything he's done, obviously. But if he comes back, when he does well and he keeps clean, he's definitely one of the greatest. So with enough money, you can get away with anything. Oh, $205,000 for Jones. Yeah, I wouldn't find Khabib at all, to be honest. Plus a 6-month suspension. Damn. Well, I mean, what are you gonna?
During Ramadan, he doesn't fight during Ramadan anyway. So he's like, wow, whoopee. He can't fight for like 3 or 4 months. He's not gonna fight. He had already said that before any suspensions. He never fights during Ramadan. So good timing, I guess, for him. On that one, I sure want to see him get in there with Tony Ferguson. And what they do with the belt, I don't see. I mean, Tony Ferguson should have never lost the interim championship. That includes time served. He'd be able to fight in March. Okay, Khabib don't eat from sunrise to sunset during Ramadan. Yeah, and he said he would not fight through it. Most of you guys are probably not old enough. Maybe you remember back in the day, Hakeem Olajuwon played for the Houston Rockets in the NBA, a couple of championships, 40 days through Ramadan, not eating from sun up to sundown, and through the playoffs and won an.
Probably one of the more feats in sports. I mean, he's literally going out there and playing, full playoff and finals games without eating. I believe that they can drink water. That's it, not even Gatorade. So pretty incredible. I think Conor deserves the more of a suspension. I can't believe he didn't get more of a suspension for the bus incident, though. I do 16-hour fasts every day for the last 3 weeks, and I gained weight. I I've done some different things too. I started doing like a keto thing and started some intermittent fast, and I gained weight too, Jason. I would really like to do one of these tests. They have these tests to figure out how your body works and what diet works best for you. I really would like to know what works best for me. In the past, I used to always get away with eating whatever I wanted. Then it's been, I don't know, a year and a half, 2 years ago when I broke my foot and gained a lot of weight. And I think it's muscle. Well, that's good. If it's muscle, then I guess that's good. Mine's not all muscle. But, come on, DAZN.
I only drink beer from sunrise to sunset. I believe her, Robert. GSP is doing 16-hour fast, 8 hours speeding too. Yeah, some of these guys going to all beef. Man, if I could afford that, I think I could live on all beef. Like Jordan Peterson's doing that now, and his daughter, just beef and water. He says he stayed at the same weight and gained muscle. GSP, I don't see how he could get much lower body fat. I mean, that guy is absolutely shredded. But maybe, I don't know. You did all beef for a year? Damn. So that's the thing. I got 2 teenagers. We have 4. I can't afford it. You ate nothing but beef for a year, huh? GSP looks great now. He's always looked great, though. All beef could be really expensive. Yeah, it's like I said, I can't afford it. You're lucky to find steak for $5 a pound around here now. Look on GSP's Twitter and Facebook. He looks great. I'll have to check it out. I can't remember a time that he ever didn't look great, though. Seems like he's always been
in and out as I'm streaming on LTE. Bisping said he was pregnant with an alien. Oh, GSP looked pregnant before the Bisping fight. She's pregnant with an alien. That's awesome. Streamed back up. Night, Dean. See you, man. Thanks for coming in. Hopefully, you guys should be able to see me now. All right, and Javi Ayala's got Frank Mir on the ground and landed some brutal ground and pound on Frank Mir. Frank Mir looks kind of helpless. Javi Ayala landed knees to the body. Oh, and big liver shot.
Yeah, huge jump. That's great. I have not heard anything about that. Can you see me now? Brock Lesnar. I'm drinking Coors Light because Budweiser wouldn't pay me.
Taking brutal shots to the body. Oh, big combinations to the body from Javi Ayala. If you guys are watching this, Javi Ayala is absolutely destroying Frank Mir's body right now. Big left and right hooks to the body, knees to the body. Mir's face is covered in blood. Minute and 45 seconds left in this second round. For everybody in here, if you are just coming in, oh, and Mir's back up, big left hook and a big right hook, and they are swinging for the fences. Now Mir going for the takedown. Oh, these guys are warring now. Mir goes for the takedown. Javi Ayala stomps it, turns Mir back up against the fence and lands a left hook. Javi Ayala, very competitive here. A lot of people probably counted him out for this fight against Frank Mir, maybe myself included.
For them to be able to do this, and
Whoa! My day night is going good. Oh, jeez. Whoa, and huge elbow from Javi Ayala ends up cutting Frank Mir, and it looks like this fight has been stopped.
You see Frank come out, you see his mouthpiece go down on the ground there, the referee picks it up.
Mir's mouthpiece goes down, the referee picks it up. I'm trying to pick up the replay here, and he's getting hit without the mouthpiece in, and Frank Mir taps. Mir just tapped out from strikes to Javi Ayala. Tied for 5th most wins by knockout in Bellator history. Javi Ayala, huge win for him. Yes, I agree, Robert Christian. What a horrible way for Frank Mir to go out, though, man. I mean, it's one thing you lose to Fedor. It's another thing you lose to Javi Ayala. I mean, how many people outside of hardcore even know who Javi Ayala is? I mean, to be honest, I'm not sure if he goes by Javi or Javi. That's how much I know about the guy. But now he's got a win over Frank Mir on his record. Who the fook is that guy? Exactly. Well, he just beat a future Hall of Famer. 27 fights in the UFC for Frank Mir. A few in Bellator afterwards. And yeah, I would expect maybe that is the end. And that kind of makes you wonder, kind of makes me wonder, though, does this take anything away from Fedor Emelianenko's win? Fedor Emelianenko, of course, he overpowered Chael Sonnen, who is also getting older, and now, you know, he beat Frank Mir pretty quickly, but Javi Ayala just beat him too. How much are we overestimating Fedor? Are we making too big of his comeback? Frank Mir has taken enough damage that he should hang him up if he wants to enjoy his retirement. Well, absolutely. And he had that horrible motorcycle accident too, that he was out for I think about a year and a half. So, and he seems like a nice guy to me. He's got commentating work all over the place. I mean, he's been commentating. I believe he commentated some for 1FC. Commentated for Ryzen on some of their English stream. He's guest commentated for PFL. He's commentating, I believe, for Combate Americas right now. LFA, he's been all over the place. Him and Pat Miletich. Pat Miletich, interesting enough, an MMA guy. He has a podcast, and his podcast is called Conspiracy Barn. This is Mir's 10th KO loss. Damn, I feel bad for Mir. He just didn't want to fight no more. That cut was bad. But in my opinion, I think he just gave up. I'm a big fan of Frank. Yeah, I'm a fan too, man. He's a legend. You know, he's a legend. That's not the way you want to see, you know, your legends go out. Obviously. But, I mean, it is what it is. And we got Chandler versus Primus next. Mir got... Oh, what happened? Mir, he tapped the strikes. What's up, Aaron Drew? Thanks for coming in. Mir got KO'd. Yeah, tapped the strikes. He had a really bad cut.
Tapped out. How do you feel about Machida? I don't know. I'll know a lot more after tomorrow. I hope he's got a little bit left. I don't
seem to have lost as much as some people did. Rafael Corello, though, that guy's no easy out. Sorry I had to leave the trivia game. I had gym class at 5:30. It was really fun. Oh, nice. No, thanks for tuning in, Aaron. Appreciate it. Ayala moves to 11-7 with 7 knockouts and 3 subs. Hey, we like on fights of friends that finish, and this guy's got the finishes. Even though he's lost some fights, all of his wins, he's all but one, he's finished now. So, Mir's downfall is his stubbornness. He tries to box boxers. And he's one of the best jiu-jitsu artists in the history of heavyweight MMA. Or beat people at their own game. Yeah, he wanted to strike with Fedor. It's like... his jiu-jitsu, it's literally some of the best in the history of the sport. Him and Fabricio Verdum are the best 2 heavyweight submission artists in history. Wow, co-main event official Javi Ayala defeats Frank Mir. Insane. A Gracie debuted tonight, goes 1-0, gets his first victory, and they are interviewing Lyoto Machida right now. Jen Brown talking to Lyoto Machida.
What are you expecting in that fight? Where do you see that?
Of course, he'll be fighting, I believe, tomorrow. AJ McKee won, yes. He won by guillotine choke, first round. He moved to third.
He's a great prospect. Him and Aaron Pico, unfortunately, those guys won't fight each other. They're in the same weight class, and they're good friends. Mir's been fighting pro for 17 years. I hear most people say after 15 you're done. 15 seems like a long ass time. Long ass time, man. So, like I said, tomorrow, Lyoto Machida will be taking on Rafael Carvalho. We'll be doing the UFC Fight Night tomorrow and Canelo Alvarez versus Rocky Fielding. But I'll definitely also be keeping an eye on that Bellator card and try to keep up with that. And I'll be rooting for Machida. I like Carvalho, but Machida's a legend. It'd be cool to see him get another victory. Brent Primus and Michael Chandler warming up. Just about to enter the cage right now. I live a few miles from this gym in Long Beach. If you heard a sad story about AJ knocking out a high-ranking gang member in Long Beach and having to pay off the gang to not kill his son AJ. No, I never heard that when AJ was in high school. Damn. No, I never heard that. That's crazy, though. I heard Conor had some issues in Ireland. They were wanting him.
I remember what they call the Irish gangs there now, but he was doing some plumbing, doing different things as he fought through. That was before he lost his freaking mind. Here recently, that's funny. These military guys are talking about who is the best trash talker, Chael Sonnen or Conor McGregor. I gotta say, I would say definitely Chael Sonnen. My money's on Chael. Conor McGregor was the better fighter, though. Chael never won a championship. Chael Sonnen, says Jason. Yeah, king of the trash talking. I love his podcast. I think it's great. Chael was the GOAT, but Conor may have taken over. I will never forget. Good to be. I will never forget. Anderson Silva, you absolutely suck. Chael was more consistent. Well, I don't think Chael did a lot of cocaine. I have a good idea that Conor has dabbled in that some. He hasn't actually said that, but he said on he did dodge some questions, but he's going back to it. He says, I'm certainly no saint. He says, I'm a young, rich dude. So, I mean, he just turned 30. He was going through a lot of this stuff. $100 million at 28 years old after the Floyd Mayweather fight. I mean, who can handle that? And the Guerrero brothers feeding a bus a carrot joke was good. Those, the other guys, the heavyweights, speaking of best heavyweights in jiu-jitsu, yes, Fabricio Verdum, Frank Mir, and then the Nogueira brothers. I was privy enough and lucky enough actually to see both Nogueira brothers fight on different cards, luckily live. What about the time Chael said getting a black belt under the Nogueira brothers is like saying you got a free toy with your Happy Meal? Oh, Jesus. Yeah, that's crazy. No, I was going back to interview. I was lucky enough to be Verdum's video guy when he was champ and filmed his sparring and training. Such a great guy. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, that would have been very cool. I was in the locker room when he beat Fedor.
That was a huge victory, for sure. Huge victory for sure. Brent Primus, he's got the belt now. He has not fought for 530-some days or whatever it is. Michael Chandler coming back to get this coming back to get the title he believes is rightfully his after that foot went wonky in that first fight. Apparently, he had some nerve issues. I have both gloves signed for the fight. Verdum, Roy Nelson. Sweet. Well, hey, send me those and we'll give them away here on the stream on Fight Your Friends. How about that, Aaron? No, I'm just kidding.
Fedor, he beat Kane. Yeah, no way. No, I'm sure you could get a couple bucks for those. I would keep a hold of those as a keepsake, though. That's really cool, especially since you have the close connection story behind it too. That obviously means a lot more to you than it would to anybody else that had them. Spending that time with them. That is very cool. I've not had that kind of relationship with anybody in the UFC. Well, not that's that good. I'm pretty close with Matt Horowitz, but he did not have a great UFC career. You know, he had a couple fights in the UFC. Shoney Carter, a few fights in the UFC. You know, I call him up and, you know, we can BS. Sam Alvey, I mean, he'll BS with me on the phone. We're not going out for drinks anytime soon, though. But so that's pretty cool. You had that relationship with him. Michael Chandler warming up in the back right now. You got to wonder for the 155-pound title, does Chandler just try to take Primus down immediately? I would like to see a Bellator versus UFC card. Too bad it will never happen. No, it will.
They used to be different before the Reebok deal.
I thought it had a different feel to it. For sure. Just remember, it hasn't kicked off in a while, but just remember if the stream does drop for a second, it has dropped several times. Please be patient. It has been coming back up within 30 seconds or a minute, so if it does drop during the main event, just be patient. Be confident that it should come right back up. Fertitta Brothers leaving changed the UFC for the worse. That's the biggest issue. Aaron says, I agree. Yeah. Well, they kept Dana in check. And Goldie leaving too. How can you get rid of Mike Goldberg? You had Joe Rogan and Mike Goldberg, the voices of the UFC. Joe Rogan, you know, the expert, and then Goldberg. He was the guy that got everybody excited. I mean, that's like getting rid of Bruce Buffer. In my mind. Plus the huge stars dealt with Lorenzo like Conor and so forth, not Dana. The nostalgia of Goldie and Rogan together. Conor McGregor actually had a lot of respect for the Fertitta Brothers too. People grew up with him, with watching him. Yeah, Conor has talked about the respect that he had for the Fertitta Brothers. I don't.
Honestly, I really don't. Speaking of UFC and Bellator, though, did you see in some of those comments to ESPN when Dana was talking about his little feud with Oscar? They built the company up from nothing. Banned in 49 states when they took it over. It was 49 states or all 50. When Zuffa took that over from SBG, I believe it was. Yeah, Goldie's voice was part of the UFC. Yeah, it's hard to take that away. My wife's trying to get my attention. What's up? What's that? Really? Like a big. Oh, geez. Well, I think our power went back on for just a second. My wife said it sounds like a transformer maybe just blew up in the sky. How far was power out for? Was there power in Seattle? Oh. So what happened with Jess and the medical issue? I don't know. I'm not privy to that. I'm not sure what you're talking about there. I'm not following you. Sorry. What's that? Yeah. Oh, jeez. So apparently my wife said the power went back on for just a second, and then the transformer blew up. So hopefully we have power tomorrow. I think Joe Rogan and Jimmy Smith should work more together. They both know the sport like no other, right? Aaron True, thank you so much for the generous donation, $4.99. Everybody give Aaron True a round of applause. Thank you so much, sir. I greatly appreciate that. All right. And Brent Primus is on his way down to the cage now. Jimmy Smith is replacement for when Rogan isn't around, though. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Hold on. And I don't think he wants to keep doing it. He's not doing the international streams. He doesn't do any of the Fox or the Fox Sports thing. I'm pretty sure. Somebody tell me if I'm correct on this. I think he mentioned about the ESPN. I think he said he wasn't going to do these streams. I'm not positive on that. Michael Chandler, his 20th Bellator fight, as he comes down to the cage with the old Metal Militia shirt on. I have not seen those in a while. Rogan doesn't want to travel, last I heard. Yeah, he doesn't do the international ones. He said he doesn't, that it's too much for the jet lag, it takes too long to recover. I don't blame him. You got that much money, why do you want to go through that jet lag? I mean, the only other country I've traveled to is over there with you guys in Canada, Jason, but So I've never dealt with big jet lag, but even taking a plane, I took a plane to Texas, and a few other places, and yeah, the lag sucked there. I can imagine going to other countries would not be the funnest. The good days, Metal Militia. I didn't even realize they were still in business. I'm guessing they're still in business since he's wearing them. Keys to victory for Michael Chandler. Stay composed. Angles are the key. That's what they're saying. I agree with those. That sounds good. Rogan is working on being the male Oprah now.
Rogan refuses to travel except Canada. Well, in Canada, that's still North America. It's basically, there's a lot of places you can go in the United States and take longer to get to than Canada. I'm an hour from the Canadian border here. So it's not like you're exactly traveling around the world. Canada is a great country. Hey, I love you guys over there. I love Canada. You guys got to get that free speech thing figured out, though. I know you don't have anything to do with it, but that's the only thing they got to get figured out over there. They are, but I meant when the UFC and Strikeforce had it, Diaz brothers and Gilbert, and all of them were militia. Oh, yeah, I remember that. So Nick's supposed to be coming back soon. Do you guys think he shows up? Nick Diaz is scheduled for a fight against Jorge Masvidal, or supposedly they've made that fight. I don't believe they have an official date for it, but supposedly there's a contract signed. It's been really hard to get the Diaz brothers back in the cage. I don't know if you get those guys back in there. Before Reebok, my job was working for gear companies, doing the video and photos for sponsored athletes. Once Reebok took over, I was gone. Oh, no wonder you don't like him, Aaron. Sorry to hear that. Nick will show up when he needs more money. Yeah, Jason, good chatting with you. Yeah, that's kind of what I think. Like Nate. Nate says he doesn't need any.
Whenever he wants it. I mean, those guys are tight. I mean, they run triathlons together. They constantly swim and train and things together. Never heard of any beef between those guys as brothers. So I think they probably have a great relationship. And if Nate's got all the work that he needs, I imagine if Nick wants it, he's got it too, without fighting. I mean, who in the hell would not want to train with Nick and Nate Diaz? I mean, come on. Yeah, he does weed commercials. They got some CBD sponsors, I think. Nick says UFC can F off. Wants to fight in Bellator now, per inside source. I don't know what his contract looks like. He had the suspension, of course, which for weed, which was so damn stupid. And then they make weed legal and continue to suspend it. Well, so the last one actually was not technically for weed. It was for this whereabouts clause, because USADA needs to know where you are 24 hours a day, even though you haven't fought in 3 years. And then Brock Lesnar has been back in the USADA pool. Did you guys see this? Stipe Miocic commented on this. Supposedly they said there was a glitch in the USADA program and only Brock Lesnar's sample got lost. One of 6 samples of Brock Lesnar's completely lost. And USADA's like, oh yeah, it is a glitch in the system. Back in Strikeforce, when Nick claimed broke, he made bank, hundreds of thousands. Well, I remember when he said that he was probably going to jail because he hadn't paid his taxes. USADA is rigged. Well, the UFC pays USADA $10 million a year. I'm not sure why they even have the contract with him anymore. What? Haha, Brock got lost. What the hell? Yeah, look it up. Steve Miocic just tweeted out. He says, "Yeah, right." So look it up. So 6 samples, and supposedly one of them got lost. You
Brock fight Hunt. Juice Brock fight. Hunt's got a legitimate lawsuit there. They knew Brock Lesnar was dirty going into that fight. I didn't know that until recently. I thought that they were waiting for like the test to come back. No, they knew before he got in there. The lost head sample of Brock, skeptic hippo eyes. Yeah. Is the Mark Hunt still pending? Yeah, he is. Not sure. Yeah, from last I heard, very recently, he's still in litigation with the UFC. I think they owe him some money. And what if he would have gotten killed by a guy that they knew was juiced out? Mark Hunt was pissed. Can you blame him? You know how pissed off I would be if I fought a guy for that much money and everything, the record and everything. Mark Hunt, he doesn't care about record. He cares about honor. He likes to fight. He's one of these guys. But, yeah, to know that a guy was used, it's one thing for the test to come back later, like John Jones and Daniel Cormier, the last one, when a little something came back in the test. It's a whole nother damn thing for you to let somebody get in there, juice to the freaking gills, and fight somebody. Mark Hunt lose again last week? I can't remember. He can't remember either, Drew, unfortunately. No, yes, he did. Sorry, that was bad. Brent Primus, 33 years old, 5'10", within 154.9. Michael 8-0. Michael Chandler, 18-4, 32 years old, 5'8". Brent Primus, 73-inch reach. He will have a 4-inch reach advantage. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the main event of the evening for the lightweight Bellator world title. Brent Primus and Michael Chandler finally. He got beat by Willis. Yeah, it's he may end up over though in Bellator. I would rather see him go over to. I don't know. I would rather just see him retire. But yeah, I remember. Yeah, that was sad to see. I mean, Conte ain't no spring chicken. The Shogun fight was
universally loved, and Hunt, he's got to be one of the most loved fighters ever. Hunt needs to go to UFC's retirement home, Bellator. He could knock guys out probably, but he got his brains bashed so bad against Junior Dos Santos, though. That was sad to see that fight. He took so many shots. I mean, Junior Dos Santos, one of the hardest strikers in the history of the freaking world. I mean, that guy hits like Deontay Wilder, and he hit Mark Hunt with so many shots. Spinning wheel kicks. I mean, absolutely insane. I used to work for Doom, Shogun, Ben, Babalu, Cyborg, and others. I love the old school shoot. Nice guys. Nice. I agree that fight was hard to watch. Primus kicks like a moly. Oh, this is a hell of a stare down. They push again, and Michael Chandler pushes against Primus's chest. Herb Dean tells him to touch gloves, and Chandler pushes his chest. Mark Hunt is a legend. Anytime he fights, and I'm always watching. Yeah, he's one of those few guys. It's like there's always somebody that doesn't like everybody, doesn't for anybody. I've never heard anyone say that they don't like Mark Hunt. Old school shoot boxing. Oh, Shogun's another one of those too. And these guys exchange leg kicks as they come in, and Primus going with those low leg kicks again, mixing it up with the body kicks. How will Chandler respond to that again? Could we see a repeat? Primus feinting the leg kicks now. Nice body kick there from Primus. Chandler the aggressor. Primus misses a side kick to the body there. Oh, nice right hand to the body for Chandler, but Primus lands one of those front leg kicks, and Chandler again is putting all that weight on his front foot, and Primus lands a nice straight right hand there. This would be huge if Primus was able to win again, and Chandler gets the takedown. Chandler's like a man possessed. Oh, he is pissed, man. Absolutely, and he's got Primus on the ground now. 2:10 left in this first round, and Chandler landing the big ground and pound. Oh, nice big left elbow. Oh, and there is blood all over this cage. Most of it from Frank Mir, who lost earlier to Ayala. There's been a few people bleeding tonight. One of them looks like it might be Brent Primus. Nice left hook from Chandler and a right elbow from the top here. Oh, short elbows, brutal ground and
Michael Chandler. I believe he wants to punish Brent Primus. He definitely wants to make sure he gets his title back. I think he wants to punish him a little bit, and then he wants to finish him, but I think he wants to finish him here in this first round. 1.5 minutes left. Chandler is a great man and fighter. What's up, Derek? How you doing? Yeah, he's landing some nice short elbows and hammer fists here, too. Oh, another nice right elbow here. 1:10 left in the first round. Oh, big right hand to the face of Primus. Primus is getting punished. He's definitely a gamer. All right, 50-some seconds left. Chandler said he would punish Primus, and then he would finish them in the first round. He's got 50 seconds left to do so. Several right hands there land for Chandler. To the head. Primus trying to work that guard up for a submission. He needs to get that guard a lot higher, though. Chandler doing a good job of getting to the inside of Primus's guard. It's going to make it very hard for
dark there. Not like you can see me too well anyways, but few seconds left in the round. Oh, big right hand from Chandler. He's been down the ground and pound. It looks like Primus will the round. And we will have a round 2 for the lightweight championship. Great round for Michael Chandler. Not so good for Brent Primus. Let's go into the corner of Michael Chandler, and they're looking in the corner. Primus has got a cut. Looks like on his left eye. Primus doing a good job tying him up. Chandler said he will make him suffer, then take his soul. Yeah, he said he's to beat someone up so bad that he wants to beat Brent Primus within an inch of his life. He wants him to be suffocating and grasping for the very air that he lives on. Go full screen on the fight. Am I not full screen? Who's winning? What's up, wise man? It is Michael Chandler definitely winning this first round. I say Chandler. Yeah, he definitely won that first round. A big takedown. Big left hook in that first round floors Primus, and then Chandler getting in with the big ground and pound. Yeah, I agree. 10-9 Chandler. That's how I scored it as well, Jason. So can Chandler finish him this round? Will he try to keep Primus around for a while to punish him? Like he said, he has said that he wants to punish him. So we will see what happens. Did you accidentally time out Aaron True? Jason, sorry, Aaron True accident. Yeah, or that's what I figured. Robert, what did you do here? You still without?
Yeah, our electricity went back on for a minute. My wife was coming out to tell us the electricity was back on, and then she said the sky went green and it looked like the transformer blew up. So I don't know how long I'm going to be without power. Oh, nice straight left from Brent Primus to start the round. Nice right hand to the body for Chandler. Primus lands.
Oh, Primus just caught Chandler, and he's got Chandler's back. Michael Chandler could be in trouble here. Primus has got hooks in. Oh, my wife's coming to tell me the power's back on, I think. Yes, so sorry. He's got it. He's got him stretched out. Primus could have this. He is very close with the anaconda choke here. I see it looks like the power's back on.
But when you're done in here, you need to drive your car for a little bit. Charge around it.
Yeah, I know, huh? All right, 3 minutes and 10 seconds left. Chandler fighting for his life here. He said, wow, he said that Brent Primus would be fighting for his life. Chandler was fighting for his life for a minute here. And Chandler turns it around, gets back on top of Primus, and now we're going to see Michael Chandler really try to punch Brent Primus. Possibly. Wow, it looked like Primus was a bounder out. He is definitely a tough SOB. Oh, big right hands from Chandler from the top. Primus with the up kick, but Chandler is just raining down huge right hands. A little more than 2 minutes left in the second round. Chandler wrestling experience saved his ass. Yes, it did. Oh, big left hooks from the top there for Michael Chandler. So it looks like my power's back on. I'm already set up here for the car stream, though. I think we're just going to finish it like this because it would take me too long to set up for this one fight. Oh, big right hand here from Chandler. He pushed Primus from inside the guard here. He's landing some brutal ground and pound. Big left hooks here for Mike Chandler. Brent Primus looks like he may finish Chandler just about a minute and a half ago. Had him hooked up, had the hooks in, had the anaconda in. I thought he might be done. And Michael Chandler powered out of it, and now he is like a man possessed again. Maybe a little emotional tonight. Lands a big left hook there. Minute left in the second round. Short elbows there for Chandler. Primus has a mouse on his forehead. Chandler's wrestling experience saved his ass. Yes, it did. 45 seconds left in the second round. Oh, big elbows from Michael Chandler. Oh, another big right elbow from Chandler. He may be able to stop Primus from inside the guard this round. Nasty hematoma on Primus. Oh, wow, that is horrible. It was hard to see from the angle before I see it. Jason, that is brutal. That is a huge hematoma. Look at Primus' forehead. Look like, damn, that looks like he got hit with a sledgehammer. And you can bet, I don't think Michael Chandler was going to want this fight to be stopped, be honest. Like he said, he wants to punish Primus. I believe that's another round for Chant. Well, that is a close round. Primus was very close to ending the fight right there, though. He was very close to getting the submission. Neanderthal test. How do you? That is such a tight round. He looked like a caveman. So close. I give the round to Chandler. Very close, though. I give it to Chandler because he ended the round in a dominant position. No worries. That's why I gave it to him, Jason. And there is actually, I don't know if you've read the ABC about Unified Rules of MMA. The part of the rule, something they keep in the ruling, is somebody ending a round in a dominant position. I'm not saying I agree or disagree with it. That's what the rules say. All right, here we go into the third round. Michael Chandler, Brent Primus for the lightweight Bellator Championship of the world. Left hook from Primus. Oh, and Primus goes up high with the head kick there. Chandler lands a straight left. Let's see if Chandler tries to go for a takedown right away here, or if he's going to try to strike with Primus. Oh, Primus lands another one of those big leg kicks, and Chandler with a big right hook and a leg kick and a left hook of his own. These guys are having some great exchanges. Nice 1-2 from Primus, and Primus just landed another one of those ankle kicks, reminiscent of the first fight. But Chandler lands a big left hook bomb, big straight right and a left hook. Primus going backwards here. How was Chandler's leg holding up? I don't know, but he did very similar to what he did to him in that first fight. He wants to prove that first fight was not a fluke, and Chandler's having issues with that leg again. He is starting to put more of his weight on that back foot final.
This fight the same way as the last fight, though. Nice right hand there from Primus. And Chandler misses a head kick. Still 350 left in this round, and Chandler's taking a decent amount of punishment. Right hook lands there. Head kick lands for Primus. What a war. Left hook from Chandler. Big straight right from Chandler. Left hook from Chandler, and Chandler goes for the takedown. And Michael Chandler now on top of Brent Primus in dominant position. He's got Primus back up against the cage. I noticed Chandler switched positions to avoid the leg kick stance. Yeah. You could tell he definitely likes to put his weight on that same foot. Yeah, it's a bad sign, Jason. That's so. Well, it might have been necessary, but now Chandler's on top, raining down ground and pound again. A couple of nice runs.
I noticed it before the takedown. All right, we're very close. Big right hook there from Chandler. Big left elbows. The second round was very close. Brent Primus almost had Michael Chandler. It looked like he almost had him finish. Had hooks in, very close to sinking on an anaconda. And then Michael Chandler broke free, got on top, landed dominant ground and pound, and ended the round on top in a dominant position. I have Michael Chandler up 2-1 going into this round. A nice ground and pound from the top here from Chandler. Another right and a left hook. And Primus starting to shrimp crawl here. Minute 50 left in the round. Right hands there from Chandler. .140 left in the round. Nice right elbow there from Michael Chandler up on top. His leg is very, it's possible he shoots, Primus has horrible takedown defense for a pro. It's possible he shoots that way than some fighters, about with a different door forwards and go switch stance before shooting.
Like it's very red. Takedown attempt looked desperate. He got it though. A nice second, and Primus is up. Oh, and Chandler turns around. Primus going, rolling, going for some kind of submission that Chandler able to pull him back over. Primus definitely trying for a sweep there, trying to get some kind of leg submission there. But Chandler ends up back on top in the guard.
From Chandler. Beating on that head. Who is winning? Chandler. Yeah, I think Chandler, he's 15 seconds away, I believe, from going up 3-0. So, will Brent Primus retain the Bellator Lightweight Championship tonight? Will he take Chandler's leg out again or end up with a submission like he almost had in the second round? Or will Michael Chandler indeed regain his Bellator Lightweight Championship once again? 22 watching. Let's get like 10 more likes by the end of the fight. Thank you. I'm going for Chandler. He's a fan favorite. Yeah, I like Chandler. He's a big guy. I don't know a lot about Primus. I guess for some of the press that he's gotten, but I can understand the frustration of Michael Chandler when he's fought twice since their first fight in between. And Primus holds on to the belt, doesn't defend it 534 days or something like that. See, that's something that would not happen in the UFC. You don't see a champion just not fight for almost 2 years with really no reason. Oh, and Primus comes out, looks like he's going for a flying knee at the beginning, and Chandler lands a front kick to the body. Give the man a like. Thank you. What's up, Dave? And Primus attacking that leg once again on a straight left there. Thank you so much for the likes, the subscriptions tonight, the donation from Aaron True, the donations earlier from Archangel. Thank you very much, guys. And Chandler gets a takedown again. Nice left hook to the body. There for Michael Chandler. 4:10 left in the fourth round. Chandler, I would assume, is up 3-0. And he is continuing to land those short elbows from the open guard now of Brent Primus. Let's go, Chandler, says Bobby White. 3.5 minutes left in this fourth round. Right hooks to the body now for Chandler. .320 left in the fourth round. Michael Chandler in the dominant position. Primus dangerous from the bottom, though. He's got a high guard right now. He's trying to create space. Chandler needs to get higher inside of that guard. He's done a pretty good job up to this point. of getting inside that guard, and it looks like we are going to move this one into the house. Finally, the power's back on in between rounds. I hope it doesn't end, but I think for whatever reason, young David's phone was not charging, so we're going to stay on the phone stream, but we're going to take it inside. And then I may have to charge my battery after that. What's up, guys? Now you can see me. Finally, we got power back here. Let's get over here to the... David's phone died. I couldn't get it to stay charging, I guess. I think the thing was coming undone. So, all right. Oops, back at the desk. Let's go, Chandler. All right. Oh, now this computer's got to boot back up. And we should be going into the 5th and final round here, I believe, by the time we get this up. It has been a great night. I'm still bummed about Frank Mir. I can't believe he goes out like that. If you guys didn't see it, those of you that want to know, Frank Mir lost to Yavi Ayala, tapped out to strikes. What's up, Stick One? How you doing? He taps out to strikes. McKee with a big victory. Was Frank's daughter in his corner? I didn't see. I'm not sure. Back in the house here finally, though. Thank you. What, no glasses, Mike? Yeah, I'm actually, my sight, I can't see far away without my glasses, but when I have the phone, I have a hard time reading the text with my glasses on. I'm good, brother. 6:20 a.m. in UK. So I think I need to probably switch to some good bifocals this next time, unfortunately. But yeah, the glasses don't work good for close up. Frank said his daughter is starting pro MMA next year and would be in his corner, but because no way he would lose with this kid there. 6:24. Hang in there. All right, we're getting this up. My computer's finally booted up. I'm glad everybody's got power. So I don't know if a transformer blew up or what in the hell happened, but we got power back, I guess. So Frank Mir's daughter was in his corner. That sucks, Robert. When the kids are there, that really sucks. Prediction, desperation has power. What's up, D. Brown? Yeah, you would think. That makes me think of Roy Jones Jr. losing, getting knocked out with his kids at cage side. That was horrible. All right, Aaron True. I hear you, man. Yeah, my eyes are adjusting and I have my glasses on, but I couldn't read the screen in that car with the glasses on and the light. And then I forgot them in my car, so I'll grab them after the stream. One of these days, hopefully here soon next year, I'm going to try to get that LASIK surgery, because I'll tell you, having glasses basically my whole life, it's kind of a pain in the ass. You guys that have glasses, you probably know that. I'm doing well, brother. The ground game seems to be working for Michael. Yeah, he's having a great night. I think he gets his title back tonight. Scary moment in the second, though. Laser eye surgery has risks. I've heard, Jason, that they were basically saying it was almost riskless, and then I've heard people years later, now that it's been out for a little while longer, that people are having more issues with it than they originally thought. So I'm not sure what the truth is on that, what exactly the story is, but I don't know, it makes sense. Something's out for longer. You get to learn it. All right, and here we go. I had to wait for my computer to boot up here. This fight may be over now. We'll see. Nobody ruined it for me. Thank you, guys. Not that I've seen yet. I know a guy that got it done, and it's hard for him to be outside. Someone without glasses, everything is too bright. Oh, I have heard that. I've heard of people's eyes getting more sensitive to light. And Michael Chandler on top of Brent Primus, 1 minute and 35 seconds left here in the 5th round. Chandler dominant ground and pound from the open guard of Brent Primus. Primus. And looks like Primus may last the entire time, though. Tough dude. Both of these guys took a lot of punishment. Chandler took a lot of those low leg kicks again. Big right hand from the top there from Chandler.
And Brent was not able to do the things that he thought he could do off of his back against Chandler.
And you got to wonder...
and what I think the world wasn't certain of, because...
You got to wonder how much of this was... you know, how Brent Primus would have done if he hadn't been inactive for so long. Wow, flying knee to the body for Chandler, and he gets another takedown, 40 seconds left. But Brent Primus, definitely great night. Great night for him. Honestly, I think his stock goes up tonight.
Michael Chandler.
I don't know about you guys. I mean, he's, you know, obviously it looks like he's going to lose 538 days outside of the cage, though. I think he looked pretty good. Primus tries to get up again. Chandler lands a left hook. I'm getting acid flashbacks watching him try to read the shadow. Jesus, Aaron. All right, and that is the final seconds of the fight, and it looks like we should be going to a decision. I would have to agree with you. Vengeance appears to be doing it. All right, and I believe Michael Chandler most likely has regained his lightweight title. We'll see what the judges have to say, but that seems to be the way it should be, that I think it will go. That must be frustrating for a man to be on the bottom for that long. Oh, absolutely. I can't imagine.
Also a kick for Brent Primus, but that's the left hand at the beginning of the fight to put Primus down.
That was, see, I didn't do a whole lot of wrestling. I didn't wrestle very long. In judo, when you get down on the ground for very long, I mean, I ran into it in sparring, but during tournaments, they call you up fairly quickly. So I never experienced that a whole lot. Like I said, pretty much just in practice. But that's a lot of energy to take another man's weight for all that time. Primus is only warned about a half dozen times for using toes in the cage. Chandler won all 5 rounds. That's the way I got it. Chandler, Dave and Buster's. I'm going to have to go to Dave and Buster's. Young David went with the wife. He's been once, I guess, when me and my daughter were at the Alice in Chains concert. He didn't want to go. They ended up going to Dave and Buster's.
Put in all that hard work.
Should have got a point looking away. Primus, or should have point taken away. Yeah, I seen that happening quite a bit too, Robert.
Ladies and gentlemen, having gone the distance,
I'm kind of surprised that didn't happen.
Judges at cage side. All 3 judges, Michael Bell.
All right, here's the official decision.
Ron McCarthy, all seen exactly the same. 50-45 for the winner by unanimous decision. And now
the new lightweight champion, and once again by unanimous decision, Michael Chandler.
16th career win, 3rd time.
16th career for him, 3rd time he wins the championship. Why not put your feet on the hips and push him off from the very beginning? But Primus does it last 15 seconds. That was frustrating. 50-45, good judges.
That was
Christian to watch.
That was an awesome performance by Brent Primus. Man, that guy came in here.
And Michael Chandler gives credit to Brent Primus for a great performance. Good for him. Vengeance does. And Michael Chandler's face is tore up too. I mean, he looks like, he got beat up pretty good, especially on the right side of his face. And you've seen Primus landing quite a few left hands.
It was there, but it was a little bit.
So that's not completely surprising.
And I usually end up in a scramble or reversal like that, but it was tight, man. He's crafty. He's craftier than I thought. Well, we talked about on the broadcast and said that a lot
tough dude. Like I said, I think Primus's strike goes up. I don't know if I've ever seen someone's stock go up from losing the championship, but I think Primus's did tonight. Just the 9th fight in his entire career, to give Michael Chandler a fight like that and almost finish him in the 2nd round after beating him before. Imagine if this guy fought full time. I mean, he could be a really, really good fighter.
I agree with you. I want to congratulate Champ on that 3rd time.
Good judges, good commentary, Mike. Thank you, Robert. Robert Wimberdoom was ADCC champion and beat Fedor. He agreed with you. Only open guard works for MMA. I agree too. If it was the Fury versus Wilder, judges would have had a 48-48. I'm back. Did your car run out of gas? Yeah, it's stranded a couple miles up the road. No, my power finally came back on. Robert, open guard is offensive. Power was a struggle, but you handled it like a champ. Thank you, Robert. Comedic, that's fine. All right, guys, I do need to get some sleep because I have got to be to work in about 4.5 hours. So I do need a little bit of sleep. Tomorrow, we're looking at 4 p.m. for the UFC stream, UFC on Fox. Later, thank you, Jason. Thank you guys, moderators, for sticking around. Everybody that stuck around for that. Tomorrow, UFC on Fox, Kevin Lee versus Ally Aquinta. And then at 8 p.m., Canelo Alvarez and Rocky Fielding should be walking down to the cage. So a double stream tomorrow. Imagine if Brett at least fought once or twice prior to this one. Michael Chandler is lucky. That was extremely close. He was close to finishing him for sure. Later, Phil. Oh, jeez. All right. Have a great night, guys. Thank you for sticking through with me on that one. As always, I love you. I respect you. And I'll see your fine asses later.
Good night, everybody.